Hey up, I'm Guy Kestivan, the Testing Man, and this is the brand new 7 mesh Guardian Air Jacket from the premium Canadian outfitters for mountain bikers up in Squamish. Brand new out today, but I've been lucky enough to be wearing development versions of this jacket since early spring as part of a sort of secret squirrel program where they've roped in old hacks like me who've been testing their kit for, well, 10 years, I think they've been going now. And so to ask for their, just so we know the garment before we present it to you at this time. But when I say premium cycling outfitters, shut up. When I say premium cycling outfitters, what's really interesting about this jacket is that it represents a big change in the 7 mesh philosophy. I mean, they all say that, don't they? Marketing blurbs, they all say that. But what it means is this is the first garment, this and the Guardian Apex, which is kind of a more heavy-duty coat with pit zips and hand pockets and everything. This is pure minimalist. We're going to all the features or lack of features later. But the whole idea with this new Guardian range, it's the first series of clothes that are designed for more general outdoor use. So you can see it's kind of symmetrical cut at the base. It hasn't got that classic sort of cyclist. Here, look at my knackers cut that looks a bit weird when you're wearing it off the bike. It's roomy enough for doing other things like climbing, landing aircraft, getting rescued without that getting in the way in the cut. But still, I mean, this is a small, but you've still got hugely long sleeves there, so you're not going to get a nasty draft up. I'm 5'10", 5'11", depending on my Weetabix consumption recently. So plenty of length in the sleeves still. You've got a big, handy fastener on there. And then I'll admit, initially I was like, oh, right, they're going for those mass market. I mean, you can't blame them. Like most companies, they've had a really hard time through COVID, through generally no fault of their own. I don't think they've ramped up production massively, but a whole load of people did. And then the market's absolutely saturated with waterproofs, pun intended. And so, they're trying to broaden their appeal to market share. And while I was a bit, that'll just mean they're all like, baggier middle-aged men maternity cuts. This is still a really nice slim cut. Doesn't billow about too much on the bike. It's not quite as, tailored as I would say as some of their previous garments, like the Chilco, like the Cash Anorak particularly. I think that's an incredible fit. Don't like the fabric, but I think the fit's incredible. So it's a little more general purpose than that. But pretty much everyone I've mentioned it to who's actually in the business of buying jackets rather than just getting them sent for testing said, well, no, if I'm going to spend a lot of money on a jacket, because this is 400 quid. Guardian Air is 400, Guardian Apex is 500. I want something that I can use for more than just riding in. I want something that I can wear for running, bike packing, on and off the bike, even walking the dog. And so that's where this more general cut comes in. And, as you might be able to tell from the massive Flash Gordon's alive! Meaning the merciless collar on here. I mean, luckily you have got a little press stud roller thing up there. It's got a full outside the helmet, hood. And this is one of the things, like I say, they released initial jackets for testing. One of the things they came back with after that initial consultation from people was to actually increase the volume on the hood. As you'll know, modern bike helmets, where's the little toggles? There's some little toggles in here. It's probably ASMR hell, isn't it? What's going on? I thought I won't put the mic on my shirt, because obviously that'll get buried underneath. But, you've got little toggles in there, which actually cinch that little cross-pull hood elastic there up nice and tight. And I have been riding it, because normally I'm not a massive fan of hoods that go over the helmet, because as soon as you start moving fast, it blows straight off. But this is actually really secure, even over quite a bulky helmet. And yet you still got, not a huge amount of movement, it's a bit of a, be a bit wary of riding in traffic in it, but with it fully zipped up. But then, in terms of protection, it's full Deliveroo Sauron drug mule spec in terms of no face, no case for the weather to prosecute you with. Which, when you're out on the bike, when you wanted that protection, that's brilliant. And obviously you can, open it up a bit more if you want a bit more mobility. And then, what else do you need to know? Two-way zips. Again, for a bit of belly ventilation, if you want to run it like that. Already discussed the cuffs, which are good broad. I mean, it's all super quality stuff. But then, also, the actual fabric is the latest Gore EPE. So that's fluorocarbon free, and it's got a recycled backer in there. It's a triple layer Gore, but the backer on it is recycled, so super lightweight, this jacket. You can see very, very little bulk. It's only 200, it's less than 200 grams in fact for this small I'm wearing. 180 grams down to for the women's jackets. And as you can see, you can roll the hood up there. I mean, the only bit of luxury, really, I mean, it's vaguely kind of plushy. No, it's not. It's just a fabric that isn't pure shell fabric, is that bit around the neck there. Because to be honest, most bikers are going to get that covered in grease as they're wearing it anyway, so you don't need to really worry about the breathability on that. But you can see the seam sealing on there, ultra thin seam sealing, that's 10 mil. I mean, that's industry leading according to 7Mesh, and to be fair, I've not seen anyone else use seam sealing that narrow. And that gives it, I mean, basically, seams don't breathe. That's the basic thing. So you've got the maximum breathable area in there. And Gore are always very shy about their, fabric claims in terms of like water vapor transmission and stuff like that. But actually, do you know what? It's easier to see from the inside. But this jacket breathes really, really well. I mean, it's still a waterproof. You're still going to steam up eventually. I'd always still, probably in most circumstances, use the WTV fabrics from 7Mesh for long, prolonged riding, for the cold, warm but wet, rather than not wet, but then getting wet from the inside and then eventually getting cold that you tend to get to with waterproofs. But this is as good as it gets in terms of eco-friendly waterproofing at the moment. And the jacket I've had since early spring, this is the latest version, like I say, with the latest iterations. This proofing on that is still working fine, so that's pretty impressive, really. It's been, if you're in the UK, you'll know the weather's been very, very bizarre this year, and one of the best things I can say about this jacket is that somehow it seems to act as a talisman against rain, because it's barely seen any rain when I've been wearing it. Luckily, I've lent it to mates up in the Cairngorms and stuff like that, and they've had it rained on, and they've said, yeah, great, really good rain performance, still beading off, everything like that. But what I've been standing here awkwardly for the past few minutes while talking about entirely different things is just to kind of show the detail in the different cuts there, and obviously that that gives it that more shoulder articulation and movement without excess bagginess. So there is still a lot of clever detailing in terms of the cut, but like I say, on this jacket you're not getting any pockets, you're not getting vents on it, you are just relying on the breathability of that fabric. I mean, you are getting a little pocket on the inside there, but the main purpose of this is to act as the 70s throwback, for those of us old enough to remember, Pack-a-Mac, I think they call it stash system, 7Mesh, and basically the jacket can eat itself into a very small package, which obviously keeps it clean and protected. And also, one of the changes they've made on these latest jackets is they've reinforced the zip all the way around on that because some of the early ones, I mean, actually my mate Graham, when he borrowed the jacket, my initial jacket, he managed to split that zip. He was terribly guilty. I was like, no, Graham, mate, that's good innings, is that? You've literally had it a week and you've already knackered the zip on it. Well done. But you'd be pleased to know for production versions, that zip is fully reinforced now. And you've got, loops for strapping it on or running it through a belt. You've still got a little bit of reflective on there, but the really clever bit is this little sort of interlocking clip. I mean, they have actually made that a lot smaller. That used to be a lot bigger, but obviously making it smaller, it's elasticated anyway, so making it smaller means an easier fit onto things like, I should have rehearsed this, shouldn't I? But yeah, it's basically, it's almost like a little bayonet fit. Oh, I was doing it right around. Just locks into place there, so you can put it directly onto the tubes of your bike or onto straps on your waist pack or whatever, wear it wherever you want. But so you've got super minimalist, super light, sub 200 gram. What's that about? I mean, that'll even scrunch down less than that. You could get that to not far off the size. I mean, that probably is the size of like a Coke can or something like that. But this isn't just like a sort of, skimpy protection, bare minimum. This is a proper waterproof jacket. And I was about to say heavy duty then, and then stopped myself. But to be honest, it's ripstop fabric, and the jacket I've had, while it hasn't seen much rain, it's seen a lot of wear, because it is breathable enough to wear it quite a lot. And it's just been kicking around in bags, strapped to handlebars all this time, and it's been absolutely fine. So certainly far better than something like Shake Dry, which was the previous, super high performance fabric from Gore, which has now been outlawed because it's so, it was a carbon rich product, so they wanted to get that out the market. I mean, if you still find them, they are amazing and very light, but super breathable and that, and they've already made them so you're not massively denting the environment by already buying them if you look after them. But if you want that fully eco-sensitive, and this is all, it's Ecotex 100 and Blue Sign approved as well, so right through the materials and manufacturing progress, it's about as planet friendly and ethical as you could possibly want, which is how Seven Mesh roll. They're a very, very principled company in that terms, and you pay a bit of a premium for that. But at the end of the day, I'm happy to say this is currently, if you can afford that 400 quid, 500 quid price point for either jacket, this is the best super light yet total protection waterproof jacket I've ever used. And that's, 8 months in. No, probably 6 months. What is it, September? Yeah, it's at least 6 months of testing behind that statement. And I've been wearing and riding in waterproofs for 40 years. I mean, I've been doing this gig. Well, I was working in the bike industry for over 30, being a tester for over 28, but even before that, like we all were, we were all trying to find the cheapest thing we could wear that would keep some weather out. And to be honest, I've always been, I think, I've gone on record saying I've normally been a sort of soft shell or even woolly jumper fan rather than a hard shell like this. But in terms of weight and in terms of performance, this is a brilliant garment to have if you can afford it, simply because it's so easy to take it along for the ride. Plus, I will admit, the versatility that I can wear it out and about without looking too weird is a big help when it comes to justifying that expense. So, if you want ultimate high performance in a minimal pack size without looking like a cycling weirdo off the bike, then I think it's going to be very, very hard to beat the Guardian Air. But I have got other jackets coming in for testing, and that'll ramp up over the winter as the grim weather bites. So we'll obviously be bringing those in front of you on the screen, and I'll be chatting about the pros and cons as well. So, I've gone on a lot, haven't I? I really have. Sorry, even by me, I've gone on a lot. And I've probably forgotten some bits as well. Let's have a look at me notes. No, actually, I think I've done all right. Yeah. So yeah, this, or if you want pockets and pit zips for a bit more ventilation, a bit more durable, sort of heavy duty all round jacket, then have a look at the Guardian Apex, which is another £100. But if, like me, you essentially want an emergency jacket but with full protection, this Guardian Air is the one to go for. Right, so if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. If you want to learn about more products, clothing, whatever, all the stuff I've got to test, click for notifications, give this a thumbs up, like if you've enjoyed it. Any comments or questions, I'm directly in touch with the 7Mesh team over in Canada. So if I can't answer them, I'm sure they'll be delighted to answer them. And Lion Equipment here in the UK are the distributor there. And so, yeah, get busy in the comments. Let me know, is this the kind of thing you're into? Do you like their change of approach to a more kind of generalist cut and appeal? Or would you prefer it if they still stuck to, you know, like super focused cycling gear? And yeah, we can have a chat about that. And then if you really like what I'm doing here, please consider supporting me on Patreon with a monthly subscription, which means you get these videos ad-free and early whenever possible. Or if you just like this video in particular but don't want to do it on a regular basis, then you can even give me a gift on YouTube, which would be splendid. But for now, I've been Guy Kestevan on Guy Kes TV, talking about the brand new 7Mesh Guardian Air Ultra Eco, Ultra High Performance, Ultralight Pack-a-Mac. And not just for cyclists, but for all outdoor enthusiasts.